banking sector and people from uptown, brown people and the people of different colors, the ruling class people. If you ask them what FinSAC was, they're going to tell you it was Financial Sector Adjustment Company. But if you ask down to the very poor people them who were affected, they're going to tell us that the worst destruction ever happened under the PMP government, under Wiki Omar Davies, and a whole lot more. So through the Bank of Jamaica, Finance Minister at the time, dubious Dr. Davies, raised the interest rate so high that the people who were borrowing from the banks couldn't pay back the bank they were borrowing from people couldn't pay back the people them. People who are saving at the bank can't get back their money. Stocks went down, bonds went down, government paper, insurance, every single thing went down because nobody could have paid their debts as a result of the astronomical interest rates that the government.
Alright guys, I'm gonna do my video like this because like everybody know, I'm not computer savvy, so you are not gonna be able to see my face. I don't even know how to turn around the video to show my face on this video. A lot of what this gentleman here is saying, the steady show, I am 100% in agreement with. There's things that I would admit that I've never said, and I will say right now that I've seen Andrew Holiness put a stance on that I completely agree with. Here's the part where me can't agree with. I watch Jamaicans being treated badly by police when all we care about is the tourists visiting the island. The people them will look different from we. And this is what youths like me that grew up on the street is looking at. It's not a race thing. It's just how them look upon it for the almighty dollar. And it rubs me away when I look upon it and I say, yo, so I don't care about no one blood clam, I don't care about no one people them. All I don't care about is the financial aspect of it. That's another thing I look upon, that's only one part. People who drop out of high school, they even know them rights. At least people here, so me see a man get arrested the other day and the man know him rights. At least he know him rights and him suffer from some mental thing. They would call it functional autism in America. And that's the thing when I look upon a young youth down there and say, we adapt the worst damn part. We don't adapt certain things from England, America, and the rest of the damn countries. We don't adapt in the worst part because all we know in our fashion. We don't understand how we treat each other, how we recognize certain things. And the same thing I go on with the police them. Them not crying no quarter. Look upon the little old lady that sell her ackee and what them want to do. Them want box her, grab her up. Next thing you know, me surprised they never box her down and kick her up. These are the things that are going on there. The little hand-cat man now get taxed. Why? Why them taxing up to the hand-cat man? And how much money the hand-cat man makes so? You know how long it take a hand-cat man for put some money together? These are the things I'm looking at. You go down there now, I remember going back home in 2014. And the way the police them deal with me, the inspector at Ochiris police station dealt with me, that lady that was dressed in that white uniform or khaki uniform, the way she dealt with me that day. And she couldn't take my report because I decided, hey, follow the law. The law is there to protect you. So I go to make a report, and then this woman, she had the guts to run and go call the we call them blue bag, short pants, police them up behind market. I watch it so and tell her, hey, a man I come across the street. How did I know this? Because the officer that pulled his gun on me, his weapon on me, that's what comes out of his mouth. that, yo, look, such and such just mentioned, say, yo, you running up here like you're crazy, like you're a bad man. I had to look at him and tell him what's his weapon because if he get in trouble and the inspector will lose him job. I'm coming to make sure that my family is safe. In the process of doing that, they take me down by the station when I run my record and when I put out my active duty US Army ID and give it to them and say, go ahead and run it. Or what you never say. I shouldn't have to, man. Come on, man. I shouldn't have to look at you and tell you that, oh, I'm in the US. Why should I have to? Am I not another human being? These are the things that happen under which government, man? When Michael Manley get killed, you know what, me understand something where the lady from Barbados say. When the lady from Barbados say, hey, look, we each had to run a portion of this race. It's a relay. And me agree with your brethren when you say Michael Manley dead and gone. True. At the end of the video, say Michael Manley dead and gone. But if you willing to admit with me, is the best prime minister that Jamaica has ever seen. Everybody else, whether it be PMP or JLP, everybody else want to full up them pocket. Some things are going to Jamaica not right, brethren. Among other things, do you know that my sister got raped and killed in Jamaica and it hadn't been solved yet? Within the same week, do you know that my nephew was killed and it hadn't been solved yet? And I'm sorry, YouTube, for saying that word. I meant to say grape. I gotta remember all of these things. But yes, they hadn't solved. What are the police doing but you're selling something and trying not to create crime, more crime and violence in your community. You're selling some ackee, or you push a little hand cat and you get terrorized over stuff like that. You have to pay taxes by your hand cat. Come on, man. While the hotels are there, and I need PMP, and let's be frank, and I need PMP, and I need JLP government, and the hotel them with the subcontractor, them refuse to pay these people on time. But the money stay in the bank and gain interest, right? I love what the Barbadian Prime Minister said, man. Kudos to her, man. We each have to run a lap of this race. So it no matter the party, it matter the person. By the way, where Andrew Holness, I'm still going to ask the question. Where Andrew Holness get all that money from? We need to be transparent to the people. That's why I keep questioning the higher courts of Jamaica. What are they doing? What is the purpose? Listen to this brother somewhere and listen to these people that got hurt.
Put on the people's shoulders, and this was what resulted in the wickedest financial catastrophe. This has been studied all over the world because it's unbelievable. It was a way to shake out money out of people's pockets and put it into the pockets of the rich. That became the end result of FinSac, but we don't read FinSac yet. So why FinSac came into the picture in 1997 to deal with all the problems that were created in the early 1990s is that they now came in to clean up all the issues, or so the business people or so the banks thought, but it wasn't a clean up job, it was a clean out job. Just so I understand the kind of video we have to do right now, me deliberately I put certain information up front and I'm going to show you how it ties into today. Make sure to say on a like and subscribe. Let me explain what FinSac was, what kind of company it was. It essentially was a receivership company. So the definition of a receivership here. A receivership occurs in order to enforce a loan agreement that had been in place between the company and the creditor and is nearly always instigated by the creditor, which is often a bank. Make sure so you don't get no drinks or no tea, you know, man. Because this one, yeah, it's not normal. So the first thing we need to look at is this. FinSAC was the bank that was appointed by the Minister of Finance, Omar Davies, to help banks resolve their issue. All right, so let's see Omar Davies, yeah? He was the Minister of Finance then. I don't know say a Minister of Finance control Bank of Jamaica. I don't know say Bank of Jamaica control interest rates for all financial institutions. Get that in our head, it's very, very important.
Yeah, we have to get that in our head because that's very, very important. Because if the bank of the country controls interest rate and the financial institution will rise the interest upon the people them, just like that overnight, I don't get it. Henceforth, why when him say 97, me I try remember who I run as president, prime minister down at the time, then I'm a PG. So when me hear people say PG rob off you all like money and left go to France or wherever him go live. Because PG no live at Jamaica the last time me check. Mark you me say the last time me check. And him rob off the poor people in money and run where go live. Or wherever he live. And one of the problem why the things like this get so bad is because Jamaicans are too forgiving. That's the problem. Believe it or not, when you see a Jamaican get irritable and go out there and do certain things, most of us are too forgiving. That's why stuff like this continue to happen. As long as a man can find some food to eat and go in bed, he don't really worry about much. He don't pay attention to these things. And people ask me all the time, why you worry about so much? And I'm like, I got to worry about it because, but you're supposed to just care about yourself and where you at. No, because if you live like that, what's going to happen to your youth them? Your youth them. Can't just think about yourself. And if you don't think about your youth them, here's how it's going to affect us in the long run. It's going to affect the community. And the community therefore going to have an effect on your child. Them things are alright, man. And when me hear them turn on, so how you feel like them want to turn on now and put up statue for Eddie Sidiagia? The man will borrow the money from the said bank, the banking system that you're talking about, and yet still there's sections of the government that's supposed to play an oversight that didn't do the oversight from the JLP party. Let's talk about that. And did not make sure he didn't divulge all debt that he owe or resolve his debt before he leave the office. He was allowed to leave and then he turn around and say he forget that he borrowed money. This, like I said again, the same uncat man them where I get taxed down there. A lot of them have their money in those banking institutions that they weren't able to get their money. Because Eddie Siaga said him forget I was alive in Jamaica sleeping on market stall. Couldn't walk down Main Street freely because we were an embarrassment to the Jamaican government. They don't want tourists to see us kids that doesn't live in a home, not with our parent. They were embarrassed, so we had to be shunned. Explain that to me while you talk about all of this, because there's two sides to a story. And I agree with your side, so can you see where me I come from with the JLP and what JLP do? And I agree that, yeah, them do all of that stupidness. But anyway, yo, let me know what you think. But a lot of things need to be dissolved, man. A lot of things we need to be more open with our society.